For the next activity, I want us to look at the battles that we're fighting and that we're willing to put down. And sometimes we're not ready and sometimes we're not willing. So work with one that you're ready to drop. Okay, so I'll just explain this a little bit more. We're looking to drop the battles in your life. You're going to pick one right now that your heart and soul feel willing to really just let go of, so that you're ready to walk in the direction of your highest self, what you want, your inner peace, your healing, right? So pick somewhere where you feel angry, justified in your resentment, irritated, depressed, sad, and that you're just ready to stop rejecting, avoiding, numbing, attacking. You're ready to accept, embrace, drop the battle, walk in the direction of clarity. Okay, so pick whatever that is, and I want you to write down who's involved. And that could be just yourself. It could be just with you, or it could be with another person in your life. Maybe there's a conflict there that you would like some healing for today. Okay, so write down who's involved. Okay. And what we want to do in this exercise is stop focusing on the other person and what they did and how they hurt you, what is wrong with this picture, right? It is not about them today. It's about you. It is about you, your healing, your goodness, your yes. It is not about them. And even if this is a battle within yourself, or that it's just you and you, it's not about the fearful egoic mind. It's about the core of who you are, the truth of who you are. Okay? So what we want to ask before we do anything is, who am I and what do I want in this situation? Right? From this place, we can make a decision of clarity. So look at the situation, the emotions involved in it, the people involved in it. Let it all go to the sidelines. Who am I and what do I want? Forget about what they said, what he didn't do, what she didn't do. Who am I and what do I want? Okay, so write that down. All right. So when you look at the situation now, we're looking at it through the lens of I, through the lens of owning it, through the lens of I am this and this is what I want. So from this place, which I call align and decide, align with your highest self, align with the truth of who you are, align with what you want, then decide. From this place of clarity, what is your heart and mind inspired to do? What decision, what thought, what words need to be spoken, what boundaries need to be set in place, what has to happen, if anything? How does the picture change when you look at it through a lens of owning it, through a lens of this is who I am, this is what I want. I'm no longer willing to accept this, or this needs to change. And if you have questions, please do ask me. We can talk through it, talk about it. But how does it change when you move from victim mentality of you did this to me and I'm so mad, into this is who I am, this is what I want. So this needs to be said, this needs to be done.
Okay. I have a situation. Like who I have, it's my sister, okay? And ever since my mom passed away, we've kind of been distant. And I'm always the one that has been reaching out to her by text messages and maybe a phone call here and there. But the text messages are always like one word response. I'll say, "Hi, how are you? Hope you're doing fine." And she just texts back, "Fine, period." And so, anyway, just last week, I felt like I sent her a message and I said, "Happy Monday," you know? And so she responded with, "How are the children? Are they back at school?" And I said, "Yes, they are." And so I said to her, "Now we can go out to breakfast." And she didn't respond. She didn't say yes or no. it was never a response text-wise or phone call. So I kind of did feel sad because it tells me she's still holding on to resentment towards me. And so I've come to accept it. I guess I haven't accepted it 100% because I'm still persevering, and I should maybe just leave it alone and accept what is, like you just said this earlier in your talk. So I just want her to love me like she used to. Like before, I could feel free to drop in at her house and not have to call her ahead of time. Now I have to think twice if I ever do that. So it's kind of a situation that I think it's beyond my control, and I have to just accept it and just accept her as who she is and the way she is, and just that's where your compassion that you talk about, I kind of look at it from that perspective, and so that's my little thing that I wanted to share. I don't know if it falls into what you're talking about, but
Yeah, oh, Maria, yeah, no, it absolutely does. And that's really helpful for you to share because it's very common and realistic. Um, so yes, taking the focus off of her and taking it back home to you is where we're going to find a little bit of relief here because, as you know, we don't have control over other people's emotional state, over their decisions, over anything about how they act. It's out of your control, right? So that means, who am I and what do I want, right? So who am I? I'm a loving sister. I'm very caring. What do I want? I want love. I want unconditional love. I want connection with myself and my family, and I want peace. Okay. So what this means is we want to learn how to give without condition, give without expectation. Okay. And if sending a text to your sister, knowing that she's going to send you no reply or one-word reply hurts you, then perhaps right now, being aligned with your own who am I and what do I want means maybe not texting her for a week and just talking to your own heart. Every time it wants to connect with your sister, saying, okay, she's hurting right now. Can I send this text without added baggage for myself? Can I send this text without needing her to reply? Can I send it with unconditional love, the same unconditional love I want from her? Can I give that to myself first? Can I send this text without needing her to reply, just knowing that I'm showing her love? Now, if you were to text her without expectation, would that change the nature of your text? Because if she can feel, or you can feel that you want to reply, it changes your wording. Now we can have breakfast, right? When she's clammed up in her shell and she's angry and she doesn't know how to process it, versus a place of unconditional love, unconditional peace for yourself, just saying, you know what, I really love my sister. Maybe I'll just send her a text saying I love you, or a text saying I hope your day is beautiful. A text that doesn't call for her to respond, but is just giving her love. But anything along the lines of being aligned with what you want, which is some peace, some relief. So first it's, how do I accept that my sister's angry? How can I embrace both of us in that space? How can I embrace both of us? She's hurting because anger is pain, right? How can I embrace both of us with the kindness and understanding? And then can my interactions reflect my own inner peace? Meaning sending a text without needing a reply, or maybe just not texting. Does that kind of resonate or make sense?
yes, it
Yeah.
does. That
Okay.
helped. Thank you.
So of course, honey, thank you for bringing it up. That's beautiful. Yeah, cool. Nice. Okay. Right. So you can see how coming from this place of who am I and what do I want, it changes the nature of things, and it's also owning the thoughts and words that you speak. and your heart. Because what we say changes a little bit when it comes from that space of standing in the truth of who you are. Because you can see yourself with clarity, then you can see the other with clarity. And it becomes a little bit of a different interaction. Okay, yes. So this is good. When before we make a decision, I call this concept align, then decide. And we align by asking the questions of clarity. Who am I and what do I want? Come home to yourself first, then decide what to do, then decide what to say. When you're frustrated, indecisive, hurting, it's all here. Set it down, put the battle down, put the toy down. Ask yourself, get still. Ask the subconscious, who am I and what do I want? What's the best next indicated step here that's aligned with who I am and what I want? And your heart will always answer you. It will always tell you the truth. Okay? So I'm just going to leave us with a story that I like a metaphoric analogy of, and I'm sure some of you have heard it, but there is a snake in a fire. So out in the desert, there's a fire burning, and there's a snake stuck in the fire. So a man walked by, saw the snake, got a stick, helped the snake, picked him up out of the fire, and the snake bit him. So in the pain of being bitten, the guy threw his hand, the snake landed right back in the fire. And while bleeding, the guy picked up the stick again and went to help the snake. And his friend next to him was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, this guy just bit you. He's aggressive. He's gnarly. Like, just let him die. And the man looked at his friend and said, that's the nature of the snake, is to bite. My nature is to help. I'm not going to change my nature because of the way he is. I'm going to keep being me. Right? So I want us to consider that as we move through life. It's the same thing as the quote being, the violet releases the scent of itself underneath the heel that crushes it, right? It still releases that beautiful floric scent. And your nature doesn't need to change because of the outside world. You can still shine your light from that place of who am I and what do I want? And it doesn't need to change. It doesn't need to be shaken, altered, broken at all by what's outside of you, because you're okay right here, right now.